So, uh, I literally just got back from watching Working Man, and I don't know. I thought it was fun. Like, I didn't hate it, but it wasn't as good as Beekeeper.
No, yeah, it was nowhere near. That movie makes the Beekeeper look like Citizen Kane.
No, like they're pretty similar movies, but this one just like it was a fun action movie. That's how I saw it.
This felt like a straight to DVD movie. Like this is insulting. I don't think this should have even been in theaters, honestly.
I don't feel that way. Nah, I don't like I didn't feel that way while watching it. In fact, what this did remind me of was a lot of those Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, you know? Like
Yeah, I have some of them.
yeah, like Bloodsport, Kickboxer, Lionheart, those movies. And
Hmm.
when writing it, I was like, you know what? That's exactly what this is. Like I feel like Jason Statham is like our modern day Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, I like most of his movies, not this one.
No, this
This was also like boring. It was so boring. The action didn't kick in till the last 10 minutes. I was tapped out by that point. I was ready to walk out.
I
And
thought
then you just have exposition. The dialogue's terrible, so you're not into the story. Yeah, I hated this movie.
I
I
don't
hated it.
dialogue was that bad. Like, I wouldn't even say it was bad. It was just like any other action. It was like action movie dialogue. In fact, the dialogue was basically the same as it was in Beekeeper, in all honesty. Like,
No, this was
what?
way below. This
No,
didn't even have a IMAX showings because I saw Beekeeper in IMAX, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll go see this in IMAX. There was no IMAX showings, and after seeing it, I know why. This was not like a movie to go see in IMAX at all.
well, it was probably because it wasn't filmed with IMAX cameras.
Yeah, just I don't know what happened with this one.
You wouldn't.
It's David Ayer, right?
Yeah, it's David. He also wrote the script too, along with Stallone. So
Yeah, I think Stallone probably ruined this movie because
so bad about the dialogue.
it was awful. The acting was horrible. The
From
acting was so bad.
from who?
Everyone except Statham.
What was
The daughter was terrible.
not the daughter was terrible? I thought she
Oh,
did.
awful. Some of the worst acting I've ever seen. The black guy, the mob boss guy, he was horrible. Everyone was horrible in this movie.
The daughter did a great job, I thought. I mean, the acting wasn't bad. The story was fine. My only issue with this movie was that, for something that's rated R, I feel like they didn't go far enough in some of the human trafficking elements, and some of the violence wasn't as gory as you think it'd be. It felt like this is a PG-13 movie, right? That's the vibe I got while watching this, and I had to remind
Yeah,
myself this is rated R, and you're not seeing that on screen. So that was my only real problem with the movie, is that it's not really going there. Especially when it comes to human trafficking, it's a huge problem too, and not a lot of people talk about it. So I was really hoping to get, just to delve deeper into that, and we didn't really get into that. So I was a little upset by that. But other than that, it's a fun movie. I mean, this is not. I wasn't disappointed. I'll just say that.
well, I'm not gonna tell people to go pay to see this. I say save your money.
I say if you're a big fan of like Jean-Claude Van Damme movies and some of the more recent action films like The Expendables, if you're a fan of that franchise, or if you like a lot of 80s action movies, I would say check this out, because I mean it's pretty much the same thing. This really isn't that different from those types of movies. At least in my opinion, I don't think this is trash or anything. Um, I don't think this is like, John Wick or anything like that, but again, a lot of those older action flicks, this is like right along that alley, so I would say give it a watch if you're into that.
I would say skip it completely. I think it's trash. I think the filmmakers thought they had John Wick, but the audience isn't stupid. This is terrible.
No, I don't think the filmmakers thought that. I thought that they knew exactly what they were making, and frankly, I think for the most part they succeeded in doing what they set out to do. My only issue is that in a lot of those older action movies, the violence would go fairly far, right? Along with some of the torture, and you really got to get into some of these villains and just how fuck.
Oh, these villains were awful. Their acting was terrible. It was so over the top and bad. I was so irritated.
It again for me, it wasn't anything that you hadn't already seen before. Like I said, my only problem is,
No, because the Beekeeper, yeah, it's dumb, but it was well made. The action scenes were good. This movie had no action. There was nothing in here.
there was a lot of action
I was falling asleep. I was bored.
right from the beginning.
There's like one fight scene in a bar and there's like loud, lame music playing, so it wasn't cool. And then there's action at the end.
Yeah, that music wasn't lame. It was good music.
That was terrible. It ruined the whole scene.
Dude, music,
That
dude,
must have been Stallone.
dude, music like makes the movie. Like, goddamn, dude. It was good shit.
Most of this movie is dialogue and exposition. That's what most of this was.
No, I gotta disagree. I thought there was plenty of action throughout the entire movie. I mean, you have some right from the get-go at the construction site. Then you have Statham going into that guy's place and torturing him, by dunking his head in the bathtub. And then you have the action scene at the bar. You actually have multiple action scenes at the bar.
There
Uh,
are bits and pieces, and then you get the long one in the last 10 minutes.
yeah, I mean, there's a good amount of action. I, I I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you put it all together, I guess it's not that long, but it's sprinkled throughout the movie, quite a bit. So I wouldn't agree with that. I don't think the movie is just exposition. I think there's a lot going on in the film. Like I said, I just wish that we could have gone a little further with some of the villains, and we kind of got to see more about what was going on with the human trafficking element. Right. But there is one part that I did kind of that really stood out for me, and that was it was like right around the third act where Statham has Dimitri, and he keeps asking him, he's like, oh,
Who's Dimitri?
it was the dude with the long hair, the guy who was behind the whole thing, the human trafficking deal.
I don't know their names. I was probably bored by that point. I didn't care anymore. Did he have long blonde hair? He was horrible. That guy was terrible.
Well, so in the film, he's asking Statham, like, why are you doing this? And he asks him like multiple times. And I just, while watching that, I was like, huh. I thought it was really,
Oh, Demi? Didn't they call him Demi? Is it that guy?
yeah, or I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that guy was terrible.
Yeah, so anyway, he's asking Statham why he's doing all of this, and I just thought it was interesting that he was asking him like multiple times, and I was like, dang, I feel like they're really kind of delving into the fact that a lot of these people that delve in human trafficking, like they can't even comprehend, right, just morally why someone would want to rescue people who are victims of this, right? And how they really devalue their lives and what they do to them. And it just kind of
Yeah.
think about what someone would have to do mentally to twist their morality in the way where they think that this kind of behavior is okay. You
Well, if you want to see that, go watch Taken. They did it way better.
well, it was just one observation I was making while watching the film.
Because this basically is copying Taken, and they do a horrible job at it. That's basically what this is.
Well, like I was saying, it was just a really interesting observation that I was making, and I think that was one thing. I don't know if it was Stallone or Ayer that was writing this part, but just kudos to them if that's what they were trying.
It had to have been Stallone because I'm a fan of Ayer's work, and this was not him. This was not him at all.
Well, I'm just talking about that line
Oh,
specifically.
okay. I don't remember the line. I think I was falling asleep, honestly.
Well, just when it that line,
Yeah, I hated this movie.
like I said, I thought it was just a really interesting part where he keeps asking himself like that. And one thing I probably would have liked to have seen in this film a little bit more is just more of an exploration of some of these villains, right? And how their operation kind of worked and how their mentality was. I thought that was really interesting. And then obviously they also kind of do something else, right, where they show that some of the cops are involved, right, and the fact that this kind of ties to a larger organization, right? Because you have the one black dude, you have the blonde guy, and then the Russian head, and the cops are in it. I mean, just another observation I made as well. Um, and speaking, along those lines, like one scene that I thought was, pretty good was when the girl gets free, right? And then she comes across the police and, they kind of bring her in.
Which girl?
The girl who was captured.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She might have been the worst actress in the movie.
Well, look, I think there's a lot of fun to be had with this movie, and there's some creative things and some good commentary here. I just feel like they didn't go far enough. Um, Again, this movie kind of feels like it's a little PG-13 when I feel like if they went, the full rated R route, you probably could have had a much better exploration of human trafficking and some of the mentality of the people that do this, along with the experience of the victim. So, other than that, I thought this was a pretty fun movie. Statham knocks it out of the park as usual. He is pretty,
Yeah, he kills it.
even
He
though,
was the only thing, but he just couldn't carry this movie.
yeah, he's kind of playing the same role as he did in Beekeeper. Not a huge difference there, but like I said, this totally reminds me of a lot of those like 1980s action movies, specifically like the Jean-Claude Van Damme ones. Totally reminds me of that. And if you like those movies, I have a feeling that you're probably going to dig this one. Um, yeah, I mean, I would give this like probably like a 6, 7 out of 10. Probably leaning more towards a 6. That's probably what I'd give it.
Yeah, I'm a bit more critical, so I'm gonna go with like a 3 out of 10.
Ooh, that's bad.
I would not recommend anyone go see this.
Wow, that is so bad.
This feels like one of those really bad straight to DVD John Travolta movies you pull out of the bin at the store. That's what this was.
I wouldn't go that far. I think the production value was a lot higher than something like that. So I wouldn't go nearly.
This felt low budget as hell. There was nothing big production in here to me. That's why there was no IMAX screenings, because it wasn't as big as Beekeeper.
Well, well, hold on. So for an IMAX showing, it has to be filmed using IMAX cameras. This wasn't filmed using IMAX cameras. So, you know,
Yeah, but it did not feel like you could tell the budget was a lot lower.
okay, but like again, you're saying like you want to see this in IMAX, and I'm telling you that the reason for that was because they didn't film it with these specific cameras. So
Yeah,
that
because this movie was trash and they knew it.
has
They
nothing
didn't want to spend that money on it. And you can tell when you watch it.
that has nothing to do with it. I mean,
There's a scene in here where he pulls out a gun and uses Bluetooth to shoot someone, and it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I hate this movie.
I don't
That was it was so bad.
again like
He's like, it's Bluetooth. I'm like, ugh.
I mean I don't see
Yeah, this will be on my top 10 worst of the year.
this will not be in my top 10 worst because I don't think it's that bad. But like again, I I don't really care what the budget was. This didn't really feel like a streaming movie to me. This felt like a
It
regular.
felt worse than that. I won't even give it that credit. This was straight to DVD.
No, I disagree. I don't think this was that bad. I mean, I didn't even like really like this movie all that much, but again, like I feel like I have to always defend myself right now because
Well, yeah, you're telling people to go see it, and it's not a good movie.
yeah, I would tell people to go see it if you're a fan of like certain action movies, from back in the day. If you're not,
If you look at the Rotten Tomato score, go with that. That's what I'll tell people. That tells you everything you need to know.
personally, I don't think Rotten Tomatoes is, well, what's the score right now?
It's continuously dropping.
Or what's it at?
Last I checked, it went to a 50. You told me it was at 56 yesterday, so it's dropping fast.
Well, that means half the people that saw it liked it. So there you go. It's a 50.
Well, it'll be lower tomorrow.
Well, no, all I'm saying, I'm not saying that this is a fantastic film. All I'm saying is that if you're a fan of certain action films, like the Jean-Claude Van Damme ones, then you'll probably like this one.
So you're saying you wouldn't recommend this to everyone, right?
No, I'm just saying if you're a fan of a specific, of certain types of films, like, a lot of the 80s, not really 90s, but just mainly those 80s action movies, you will like this because it's written in that way, it's kind of filmed in that way, the story is like that. Again, this is something that very much feels like it's in a time capsule. Um,
Yeah.
if
If you're a fan of those, I would say go see it on $5 Tuesday. I still wouldn't even say pay full price, but I see what you're saying.
Well, I feel like part of the reason you're like knocking on this movie so hard is because you're not a fan of those movies.
I was excited for this, so yeah, I'm gonna be hard as hell on it. I thought it was not on par with Beekeeper.
Fair, but
And I saw you didn't see Beekeeper in theaters. I did, so I got that full experience. I love that movie. So this was a huge blow. Super disappointed.
it's not a sequel to Beekeeper.
They kind of marketed it that way. Same director of Beekeeper.
No, it's not. It wasn't marketed as a sequel. It was marketed as another movie with Ayer and Statham. That does not mean it's a sequel. It was also written by Stallone. You had his company attached to it, Balboa Productions. So, I mean, you can knock on this movie. That's fine. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
I will. I don't think this is going to be successful. I think it's a bad movie.
I mean, fair, but it's like, you don't have to attack other people for saying, go and watch this movie if you like, you know, these other types of movies that came out in the past. Like all I'm saying is just like,
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't feel like 90s to me. It just felt like bad.
I didn't say 90s.
But if you like it, you like it. I'm just saying I wouldn't let anyone go see this movie. I wouldn't recommend them.
Well, I don't know. I told my
Because
dad,
if someone came to me and said that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen, I'd be like, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I told other people to go see it, right? If they're into because I know people who like those types of movies. So I said, hey, you like that? You'll like this and a story. So I think a lot of it is just taste. Again, all art is subjective, but
Yeah. Like I said, this will be number 10 on my worst of the year,
this won't be,
which sucks because Beekeeper was on my best of the year last year, so super disappointing.
well, I don't think this is gonna be in my worst nor my best. It's just gonna be one of those movies that came out. Um, but yeah,
Craven the Hunter was better than this. Oh my God.
no, hard no there. Hard no.
Yeah, Craven was so much better than this.
In what way?
This had no action. I was falling
That's
asleep.
bullshit. This did
This was
have,
so boring. He
that's
was just walking around investigating.
that's not true. That's
So boring.
that's not true.
You get a 1 minute fight at the beginning. He shoots two people with the shotgun. There's a fight in a car, and then there's that fight at the bar. Those are the few sprinkles you get in there.
Then what
And they're
about?
about 1 minute long. And then you get the last 12 minutes.
Yeah,
Might not even be 12, might be 10, might be shorter. I wouldn't call this an action movie.
this is an action movie. You have a lot going on here. You have like the two torture scenes. You have Statham like beating up people, going over and intimidating others. I mean, there's a lot going on in this movie. Again, for people that say that there's no action in this movie, I'm just gonna say it outright. That is a lie. There is action in this movie. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think this
I
movie.
saw some reviews, a lot of them said boring, and I agree with that. It was. But if you like it, you like it.
I
I'm
wasn't.
just not going to tell anyone to go see it.
I wasn't bored. I can't believe I'm defending this movie as hard as I am, but
I am too. I'm surprised.
well, I
You
wouldn't.
got to be harsher, man. You got to be harsher.
I'm not hard, dude. I'm
Hollywood can't put this stuff out.
dude, I've actually like I've made movies. Like I know this industry in the back of my head. Like if I was gonna be hard, I would be hard. Like I'm look,
So your score's a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. I'll go six.
So what were the negatives? You've only said positives. That's kind of what were the negatives for you?
That's not true. I literally mentioned to you part of the problem I have with this movie is that it feels too PG-13 for what's supposed to be an R-rated action movie. I feel like the gore wasn't up to par. I feel like, we could have learned a little bit more about the villains just along with their mentality and their mental state and why, you know, they feel the way they feel and how their morality doesn't line up with that of other characters and why they kind of excuse this behavior. That is what I wanted more of. I just wanted more rated R stuff, right?
Yeah,
Too PG.
there was no rated R stuff.
Yeah, this felt like, if you're like 12 and over, you can go watch this movie. That's how I felt and I was disappointed by that.
There is blood, but it's at the end of the movie.
Yeah, there's no blood, no gore. Again, this was PG-13. This should have been PG-13.
Yeah,
That is my problem with the movie. That's why I gave it a 6 out of 10. So there you go. And I mentioned
yeah.
that like 3 times before, just so everyone who's watching this video can look back at it. I mentioned that like plenty of times beforehand that was my issue with this movie. And now that we have said that, I'm gonna move on because I don't know if I can take this anymore. So
Yeah.
anyway, did you see that announcement? Well, I mean, I texted you about it, but like, were you active?
Looney Tunes?
No, Avengers.
Uh, no, the reveal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I saw it.
Oh, so you saw
And
the?
then right after you texted me, I saw bits and pieces on Twitter. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh, all right, I guess.
So basically, what happened that day was that Marvel did like an entire live stream that day,
hmm
and like every 15 minutes they announced a new name, and they did that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see all of them, but I did see some big ones. But yeah, I heard they showed like the whole cast, right?
Yeah, well, it's part of the cast. It's like half the cast.
I'm sure they'll have some surprises in there. I hope so.
Yeah, because Robert Downey Jr., he, did a message at the bottom of the final Instagram post and was like, "Oh, surely that's it, right?" And then Marvel Studios did another comment and was like, "Oh, there's more to be revealed and all that." So,
Okay. Yeah, because I know some people are complaining because Elizabeth Olsen wasn't mentioned, I guess.
well, she said she wasn't going to be in the movie.
Yeah, but you never know. She could pop up.
Yeah, but not as a main character. I doubt it.
hmm
I think I was surprised to see that they announced the OG X-Men for this movie. Like,
Yeah, after you told me I saw Magneto and Professor, so that's cool.
and James Marsden is back, so that'd be cool. He got work.
Yeah, I hope it's good. We'll see. I don't, I saw that She-Hulk's gonna be in it. Hopefully they can kind of. I like She-Hulk, so hopefully they can kind of redeem her character. I know people didn't like the show, but she's a cool character, so maybe this movie will be a way to hype up some of those newer characters.
Yeah, you know what? You know one thing I actually noticed though with this announcement, it's like pretty much everyone except for Loki was only like they've only been in Marvel movies, like no Disney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Mm.
Like no one else talked about that. I was like, dang, this is like all the movie characters. I guess except for Loki.
Yeah,
But yeah, these are all like the phase 4 and 5 characters from the movie specifically. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I was like, huh, like is this mainly gonna like did Marvel is Marvel trying to move away from Disney Plus? Like, you know,
I think so. I think they should.
yeah.
I think it'll only help them, right? There's only a positive to moving away from that, I think.
Yeah, I think Marvel kind of messed up because I think they had the right idea at first, where
Mm-hmm.
WandaVision, Loki, and Falcon and Winter Soldier, those were all shows based off of like side characters who were already introduced in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think once they started introducing new characters on the shows, that's when you ran into a problem.
Oh, yeah, I agree. The Disney Plus stuff just wasn't all that great. We do gotta talk about Daredevil too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Do you wanna go into that right now?
Yeah, so they put out 2 episodes. I watched 5 and 6. You're right, 5 was good, but he didn't put the suit on. It was a really good filler episode. That's what everyone's saying, and it was. But again, the show has been pretty slow, so I feel like episode 5 would have been even better if uh the past few episodes before were, faster pace and stuff. But I still liked it. It was cool. Episode 6 was obviously the best of the series so far. Uh, I thought Muse was actually a really creepy villain, really interesting and dark. Uh, I was surprised to see that in the show, a Disney Plus show. Uh, the stuff with Kingpin was awesome. This episode 6, basically, you get Kingpin and Daredevil born again. They both go back to their old ways, which I thought was awesome. Uh, my only complaint, they did some of the CGI stuff again. It just looks weird. I don't care for it with the stunts and stuff. It looks weird, but other than that, episode 6 was like a solid 8 out of 10. I loved it, and hopefully the next two. I think there's only 2 more episodes left. Hopefully they're the same. What'd you think?
I thought episode 5 was pretty good. I was like kind of disappointed that he didn't put the suit on because I was like, God damn,
Yeah,
we're like 5 episodes in.
that's why they put 2. Do you think that's why? Because they're like, all right, we got to get him the suit on because people are
I
gonna get tired. So I think that's why they put 2.
I think so too. I mean, it had to have been the reason because I was like, bro, like, what the hell? Like, it's such bullshit.
Yeah,
And, like, I literally went to episode 6 and I was like, man, he better fucking put the episode, like, he better put the suit on in this episode or else I'm gonna laugh.
yeah,
Shit. And thank God he did.
yeah, yeah. Thank God. I was ready to tap out, dude.
I know, because I was like, bro, seriously? But he did. And I was like, okay, this is finally getting good. And I did like that one scene where Kingpin freaking kills Adam. I thought that was pretty cool. I was
I
like,
thought he was still breathing. Is he dead?
I thought he was dead.
He might still be alive.
We'll see. I thought he killed him.
Yeah,
I was like pretty sure he killed him.
Either way, it was badass. And the way they cut to both of them, I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah. Like, I guess my only issue with this so far is that, at least to me, it wasn't really clear why Matt quit being Daredevil. Again, might I
Mm.
add.
Again. Again.
Yeah,
Ah,
I was like, bro, like, why did he even quit? Like, in the opening, like, 10 minutes of episode one, Matt, like, him being Daredevil didn't, like, kill Foggy. In fact, him being Daredevil is what, like, almost saved his life.
yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, why would he quit? Is
Yeah, I hate that they did that again.
I know, but God, just finally we are getting somewhere with this show.
Yeah.
To
I
me,
mean, it's too little, too late. It's not what they have next isn't going to be enough to for me to be like, this is the best Marvel show ever. Like, it's already too late for that, but I think the next two will be good.
it better be like so far, and plus, not a lot has been happening in this show apart from a Kingpin
Hmm.
being mayor and Daredevil just doing lawyer shit.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? And that White Tiger,
It's
like, he was,
White Tiger was interesting, and then it was over.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
well, because I knew where it was going. I just didn't know how it was going to
Hmm.
tie into this whole story, and it really doesn't. At least, like, not so far.
Yeah.
And I'm just mad because it's like, bro, why did Foggy have to die, bro? Like,
Hmm.
the
Yeah, I'm disappointed, but I'll take what I can get with Daredevil. So,
I feel like it's crazy. You were like hard on a working man, but I'm like harder on Daredevil, I feel like, than you
no,
are.
I agree with you. This season has not been great. Agatha was better than this. Like I should not be saying that right now.
I don't know, dude. I'm just mad, man. Like, I don't like Foggy didn't have to die. Karen didn't have to go to San Francisco. Plus,
Hmm.
I feel like Disney is like, at least in this show specifically, this is an example of expectations being misled and, giving the fans pretty much something that they didn't want.
Yeah.
They
Hmm.
said, this isn't a lawyer show. This is going to be Matt Murdock in the suit, a lot of action.
Yeah, it's just
And
like, you know what I also don't like? The little like clips of the New Yorkers when they're talking about the city and stuff. I'm like, is this Spider-Man? Like what? It just feels weird.
yeah,
Like I don't know what that is. They do it every episode, right? At the beginning?
yeah. So what it is, it's basically Ben Urich's niece doing interviews on the street.
Yeah.
You don't
Okay.
see her, so it just feels really weird.
Yeah, it's just like weird.
It's like, bro, why don't you just get Karen Page and you can?
Yeah, it's just off. I'm like very mixed on the show. So episode 6 was good though. I
Yeah,
just wish it was that the whole season. Then we could have been at like an 8, 9 out of 10, but it's my score's not going to be there. I can tell you that right now.
yeah. Right now, I'm like at a 7. Lean-
I'm one under you. Right now I'm at a 6 out of 10. So,
I'm at a 7, leaning towards an 8.
hmm.
Depends how if the other episodes are amazing, I might go like an 8, like an 8, 8.5. I don't know, around there.
Yeah, if they're good, I'll bump it to a 7.
Yeah, but right now I'm at a 7. It's just because I'm pissed because I feel like Disney falsely advertised this show and made everyone think it was going to be one thing when in reality,
Yeah, the trailer had like nothing but action in it, so I was like, "Oh, okay. This wasn't what I thought."
yeah. And I heard a guy from Punisher season one was part of the development of this show, and that makes total sense now.
Hmm.
Because this
Well,
feels,
what you told me the other week, you said it was going to be longer and he wasn't going to be in the suit till the end and stuff. So I kind of figured that already. Like they took bits and pieces of what they wanted and added stuff in there
Yeah.
to try and fix it. This is like a Frankenstein, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah, it feels like it.
hopefully season two, because they're filming right now. I don't know if you saw the leaked photo of Matt Murdock,
Hmm.
black suit. Did you see that?
Oh, okay. No, I didn't.
What?
I'm glad they got another season. I want the show to do well so we can get more. I want to see more.
Yeah, he's got the double D's too on his chest. Next season.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're hopefully gonna get that. And Karen Page, Deborah Ann Wolf was seen on set for season two, so she will be back. Hopefully.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It better be
Because
good.
I do want to see her again. And
Yeah.
then I wonder if Punisher's going to have a bigger role or if that's it. That's the one scene he shot for the show, maybe.
Oh, it better not be, dude. I'm gonna get so pissed if it is.
Don't get your hopes up.
I know. Same with Bullseye. Is this it for him? Like, what the hell? God.
Yeah.
Dude, how is there less action in the high budget Disney show than there was for the Netflix series?
Yeah, it's weird. And the action in this one isn't as good.
I know. How was that even possible?
It's very strange.
Bro, this is Disney. They should have the money to hire proper stunt coordinators and have better action and CGI. And like, dude, what the hell? Why is a Disney Plus Daredevil superhero show a freaking courtroom drama for like 5 episodes where you only get action in
Yeah.
the last three? It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Why would they do
It's
that?
yeah, it's a like and my dad wants to watch it today and I'm like, I don't want to rewatch those episodes. I don't,
Like,
but I'm going to.
no, like, bro, what the fuck? This is it's such bullshit. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
yeah,
And
I
I saw some people complaining. They were saying he's getting his ass kicked. I don't know if that's because of the fight coordinator or if it's because he's rusty. Because he hasn't worn the suit. Maybe he's just rusty. Because he takes a few shots in there, but I didn't mind it. But
yeah, well, he doesn't wear the suit a lot, considering all the times he didn't wear it in the Netflix.
yeah,
We thought that was cheap. Holy,
yeah, this is his second break, everyone.
I know. Well,
I
actually,
mean, he kind of wears the suit in episode 5. That fight at the end was great, by the way. He snapped those guys' legs. I
mhm.
was like, oh,
Yeah, it was like there are totally good moments in this, but damn, dude, I feel like people aren't getting as pissed off about Disney like outright lying about what the show was about.
I feel like we're more upset. I feel like most people are enjoying it. I saw the reviews, they're all pretty good.
I was like, bro, how does everyone get pissed off at The Last Jedi for doing this? But when Daredevil does literally the exact same thing, in fact, worse, in my opinion,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
no one gives a fuck. Everyone's like, oh, it's so cool. But Last Jedi, oh my God, fire Kathleen Kennedy, get Ryan Johnson off of this shit. What the fuck? How could they do this,
Yeah.
Lucas? No, no, no. But with Daredevil, oh, it's fine. Kill off Foggy, oh, whatever. Shelve Karen Page, oh, it's fine. No action,
Do
oh.
you think do you think a lot of people didn't watch the Netflix show maybe? So they just went into this with like an open mind, they didn't care.
Some people, probably.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean,
Which is disappointing because I've been telling people like watch the Netflix show. Like it's very, very good. So I don't know. It's hopefully the next two are like excellent.
it better be. God damn,
Yeah, because
it,
my score will go up.
yeah, it better be amazing. And we better see Punisher and Bullseye again. And
Hmm.
get Bullseye out of that stupid ass, like, pajama suit. Like, bro, this is the MCU, all right?
Yeah.
They have comic accurate outfits for, like, all the characters. Why is Bullseye showing
Hmm.
up in, like, pajamas? Like,
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything because I was like, his suit's kind of stupid in the comic too. It's like the blue and the white straps, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean they can make it look cool.
Yeah,
like do something new. Instead, he wore something worse.
I
It
know.
was way more lame. It was like brown overalls, and I don't know, it was weird.
I mean, look at Wolverine. They made that work.
Yeah, they did.
So, like, bro, like, get Bullseye his actual outfit. I'm gonna get pissed
Hmm.
if I see him again, and it's just like in some regular civilian clothing.
Yeah.
Dude, this is you're not Netflix. This is
Colin Farrell looked cooler.
like holy shit, dude. Let's
Does he even have the symbol on his head? In this one, did he have it?
um,
No, see? Like, come on.
bro, what the fuck? I don't know, man. That's so annoying because you think that with the MCU we'd get like some more comic accurate shit and more action.
Yeah.
No, we're not getting that. And I'm like, if it was Netflix, this would be one thing, but this
Hmm.
is Disney. You have unlimited resources.
Yeah.
Make it work. I can't. It's just very.
It's it's a little insulting because, the Netflix show had a very small budget. I read something the other day, the creator of that show was like, he said they didn't want to give us any money for this show, so we worked with what we had. And I was like, you did a great job with what you had.
Actually, fun fact. You want to know the showrunner behind Daredevil, the guy who created it? He's now
Hmm.
in writers. He's now in the writers' room for DC Studios with James Gunn.
I saw that. Yeah.
So I have very high hopes for DC, and frankly, Warner Brothers does too, since they're betting their entire studio's future on DC.
Yeah, I read something today. They're thinking of letting go some people because Mickey 17, Alto Knights, they've had some bombs. Who's the guy who works with James Gunn? Is it Peter Safran? I read they're looking at him to put in charge of like everything. That was Variety who said that, so it is true.
Oh my God, dude, what the fuck? I don't even know what to make of that. And I'm sure you've heard too about the Looney Tunes thing. They're closing down.
Yeah. Oh, I also want to talk about that too because I went to see that movie. We can talk about that after. But
Yeah, I,
yeah, it's sad what's happening.
good God, dude, like Warner Brothers is literally being torn down piece by piece.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell, man? Like, David Zaslav is killing the studio.
Hmm.
Shit, dude. Like, I thought he was a bad executive, but dude, I think he's actually like actively trying to destroy Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. The if Superman bombs, I think the whole studio is at
It's
risk.
gonna shut down. And
Yeah,
how does that work? If they like sell Looney Tunes or it's a part of their parks, well, Six Flags, like what would they do? Like, does all that go away? Like, I don't know.
they would be retarded to do that. But
It's like one of their classics. It just sucks.
yeah, like, dude, like Looney Tunes is Warner Brothers. That'd be like Disney
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, uh, yeah, the last Space Jam wasn't good, but I don't know. It's like, and then they had a really good movie come out. I went to see The Day the Earth Blew Up. It was actually really good, really funny, and they didn't market that movie. They didn't even want to put it out, and no one's going to see it, and it's sad because it was really good.
well, actually, I'll let me give you some extra information about that. Warner Brothers actually wasn't going to release that movie at all, and
Yeah.
guys, it's not a Warner Brothers film. They sold it off to another.
Ketchup Entertainment.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that popped up at the beginning, and it was like, this is weird.
yeah,
No
yep,
more WB logo.
yeah.
That's too bad.
They're gonna do the same. They're gonna sell Coyote versus Acme over to them too.
That's crazy. They probably just don't have faith in the brand anymore. But it's like, yeah, because you let it die.
And you're actively trying to kill it.
Yeah. So it's too bad.
I know. It's like, bro,
Yeah, my brother was in town, so uh one of our favorite things we bonded over when we were younger was watching the Looney Tunes show on Cartoon Network. So I was like, okay, this could be cool. Let's just go see it. And we went and saw it and had a great time. It reminded us of the Looney Tunes show. So yeah, I recommend people go see that one, unless it's gone already.
God, man, oh, that's so bad. I mean,
Yeah,
now Warner Brothers is banking on DC, and then they're trying to remake Harry Potter, which
yeah, I get so like I don't even want to watch it because I've read the books, I've seen the movies. I just don't care.
it's like
Like,
I just find it so weird that when you have a Harry Potter theme park over a Universal based off of the movies, it just boggles the mind.
yeah, I I don't get it. They
Those,
could do other projects like Hogwarts Legacy. They could do a movie on that or something. Like, why are you remaking?
and
I don't know.
yeah, the show too.
Hmm.
The whole cast so far seems kind of lame. There's no one that really stands out.
I saw they casted the guy from the one who's in all those Shaun of the or Hot Fuzz. What's his name? The fat friend.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
Hagrid, right?
yeah, they casted him as Hag. I love that guy, but I'm like,
Nick Kroll.
okay, yeah. I'm like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, and then John Lithgow is going to be Dumbledore, which not too. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Same as you.
I feel like he would be good for like the beginning, right? For like
They, yeah.
Chamber of Secrets, but as you go on, right, as he's supposed to get more
Hmm.
serious, I can't see John Lithgow playing that.
Did they cast Snape?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, I think people were mad about it, right?
I saw it and I was like, this guy doesn't really like. He doesn't make me like. I don't know. Isn't Snape supposed to be like unattractive and like kind of like a
Creepy.
yeah?
Yeah.
That dude doesn't look like that. He looks like a regular guy. So I'm like,
Yeah, it's
and aren't didn't they advertise this as being like accurate to the books? Like,
that's what I was gonna say. The only positive thing that could come out of this is the movies were pretty perfect, but obviously the books are huge. There's a lot the movies can't cover, in a 2 hour, 2.5 hour time frame. So that is the one positive of the show. They have more time to explore all these things in the books. So that's why it could be somewhat interesting to check out. Um, but other than that, I'm not like, super excited for it.
yeah, no, me neither. I'm not
But I mean, if it's on there, I'll give it a shot.
for sure.
But yeah, this screams like out of ideas. But I don't know.
They are, honestly. I don't know. Anyway, I think I mentioned to you earlier that I got Apple TV.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I watched The Studio with Seth Rogen.
I watched it too. I watched the first episode. I actually had another day left, and then my subscription ended, and I'm like, this is really good. I have to buy my subscription again.
So did you watch the first two or just the one?
Just the first one, even that first episode, I was like, oh, I'm hooked.
Oh, okay.
I'm hooked.
I'll tell you right now, the second episode is gonna have you hella laughing, man. It's hilarious.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I dug it.
yeah, I told all my coworkers to go watch The Studio. It's so funny, dude. It's literally a show made for us. I'm like,
Yeah,
um,
that's how it works over there. So it's like cool to watch that.
yeah, like honestly, I would totally go watch that Scorsese Kool-Aid movie. Dude, as soon as I heard that pitch on the show,
I was like, whoa, that's really interesting. I
I was
remember
like,
reading about that story.
yeah, I was like, God damn, that sounds pretty cool.
They bring it to the guy and he's like, no, I want this to be like Barbie. I'm like, oh my. He's like, Kool-Aid's not as cool as Barbie. Yeah, it
Again,
was so good.
it's like,
And
yeah,
then they got kicked out of Charlize Theron's house.
yeah.
She's like, get out.
And she's like, and the guy's like, yeah, everyone wants to fuck Barbie, but who the hell wants to fuck the Kool-Aid man?
Yeah. The best part is when he was like, "So what's it about?" And he's like, "Oh, there's yellow Kool-Aid, green Kool-Aid,
Yeah,
purple."
I love it. Brian Cranston's
Yeah.
like, so what's this? Like, Brian Cranston's like, all right, so what do you got for me? And Seth Rogen, he just looks at the guys next to him, and he
They're
gets the
like,
laptop, boom.
yeah. It was so good.
Mhm.
And I didn't know her name just slipped. The Agatha. I didn't know she was in it. I love her. She's great too.
Yeah, no, I like it that.
Catherine O'Hara's in it. The cast is awesome.
Yeah, no, I like that they're getting actual like movie directors and actors to star in this as themselves. So
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be cool to
I'm
see.
like, holy crap, like Catherine O'Hara's basically Kathleen Kennedy, I guess, kind of. That's probably what's gonna happen. Like, it's just cool.
Oh man, I don't think. Let me know if you noticed this, but during the one scene where Rogan and his friend are talking to the other director, the main guy who was going to do the Kool-Aid movie,
Yeah.
David Storks, and then he's pitching his project. You look at his notepad, and he literally writes "she" and circles it.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, that is
So
so
funny.
that's so relevant, and it's like so inside baseball, man.
Yeah, it was really good. I was already wanting to watch it, but I was like, my subscription's going. I'll skip it. And then you told me to watch it. I'm glad you did because it was really good.
Mhm.
And then I guess I'll check out Severance too.
Speaking of Severance, I watched the first two episodes of that the other day because I figured I got it. I paid
Mm-hmm.
$10 a month, might as well watch Severance. I got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I did watch Severance, and like I'm not gonna ruin anything. I'm not gonna go into the plot or any of that, but it is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It does
Okay. Yeah.
remind me of Paradise because there's like a bit of a conspiracy going on.
Mm-hmm.
Things aren't what they seem.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I know what it's about, and it sounds really cool.
yeah, yeah,
I definitely want to watch it. And I heard it gets even better as it goes on. So,
okay, yeah,
yeah,
maybe,
so I'll check that one out for sure.
yeah. You should start watching it and then let me know what you think of it.
Yeah, I will. I just have the studio and then I'll start it right away.
Yeah, because I'm
Because
watching.
there's nothing else on right now.
Because right now I'm watching Severance. I'm gonna watch episode 3 tonight, and then I'll probably finish season 1 by next week. So
Yeah.
yeah, but so far so
Yeah,
good.
I have time because there's nothing else till April 13th. The Last of Us comes back on. So I have time to watch Severance.
Yeah, I forget about The Last of Us. That'll be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, also,
Oh, and then we have Minecraft next week. So movie of the year.
I'll watch it, but just like to make fun of it.
Yeah. You're actually like, wow, that was actually really good.
Shut up.
Have you watched The Gorge yet? So far, The Gorge is probably my favorite movie this year.
No, but now that I have Apple TV, I'll probably watch it.
Yeah,
Mm.
it wasn't like the best thing I've ever seen, but it was really good. Really good movie.
So we're still at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
I personally, like I've said this before, and here's my take. Things aren't gonna kick off until May. I just I have a feeling. I'm telling.
yeah. I know stuff is coming. I'm not losing hope, but
I'm not losing hope either. I think once summer, if May is a slow month, then I'll agree with you in saying that 2025 is a shitty year. So far, I'm not
Yeah.
ready to go down that road. I'm not ready because,
Hmm.
like, we've just had a few slow months. The beginning of the year is usually kind of slow.
Hmm.
Once the summer kicks off, and then once a war, because again, when it comes to movies, like the big months are in the summer and in the winter.
Yeah. Hmm.
If those two seasons end up sucking, then yeah, the year basically, was shit.
Okay. Yeah. This could go either way. It could turn into the best year. So we
Yeah,
just have to hold out.
I think Jurassic World looks really good.
It does. It really does.
I think Superman looks really good.
Hmm.
Thunderbolts actually doesn't look that bad.
Yeah.
We'll see about
I
Fantastic.
know you're, yeah, I know you're iffy on that one, but it looked good to me. I'm excited.
I hope it's good. That'd be awesome. I no one if Fantastic Four is good, I will be incredibly happy. I just
Hmm.
don't know about it, but we'll see. And then,
Yeah. 28 years later.
oh my God, that looks so good too.
Yeah. Ballerina. I
Yes.
hope. Yeah.
So I have hope. If those movies
Hmm.
end up blowing or they suck or whatever, then I will agree with you that yeah, 2025 is a shit year. But I'm not ready to go down that road yet. Not just
Yeah. So far, we're just off to a lame start, but I think it could get better.
a slow start. And
Yeah.
I think April is also going to be slow. I know we have Sinners and I know we got Minecraft. I think Minecraft is going to suck. We'll see. I think Sinners could be good.
Yeah.
But
It's the director of Black Panther, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm cautiously optimistic. We'll see. I'm not ready
Hmm.
to say that I'm super hyped about it. I'm like, it's because this dude, he hasn't done like a lot of like horror as far as I know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we'll see how he does with that.
I also saw they showed a trailer. The guy who did Civil War has another movie coming out in April. Warfare?
Oh,
It
yeah.
looked pretty good. Oh, you know about it already?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like something I'd like. My dad wants to see it, so.
No, we'll see.
Hmm.
I'm not hyped about any of those movies. Again, for me, it's gonna be
Yeah,
once May hits, that's when I'll make my, that to me is when 2025 really kicks off in terms of movies.
yeah.
But up until that point, I got plenty of TV. We got like Severance, like you mentioned Last of Us. But yeah, we got a lot. But again, that's not to say I'm not enjoying some of the stuff that's coming out.
Hmm.
Like
No, yeah, I didn't. Even Mickey 17, I didn't hate it. I thought it was interesting. I didn't like want my money back, so it
that's a
wasn't bad.
favorite from this year, Mickey 17. I haven't seen the gore.
Hmm.
I mean, you never know. And again,
Yeah.
just because I said a lot of positive things about Working Man does not mean I thought it was like an amazing film.
No, yeah, you gave it a 6. That's,
Just six, okay? That means it's like mid,
yeah.
okay?
And I would, I really enjoyed Captain America, but I know the flaws. It's a flawed movie, so that's why I'm not gonna say it's my favorite so far.
I agree with you completely. I actually
Yeah,
agree with like every single thing people are saying about Captain America. I just can't
yeah,
say it personally.
yeah. I can't like defend it because they are right. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I liked it. I'll buy it on 4K probably, but
Bro, did you see that Falcon is going to be in the new Avengers movie?
the new Falcon or
Yeah.
okay.
I was
I
like,
actually like that guy.
no, but it's like, bro, like out of everyone, like he's gonna like,
True.
bro, you could have like anyone else. Like, why isn't Star-Lord in the movie or like Spider?
Oh yeah, huh.
Or,
I think they're saving some stuff. I don't think they want to give away everything.
yeah, because if that fool is in the movie, then they better get everyone in the movie.
Chris Pratt was busy making Electric State, okay?
So were the Russo brothers. They were.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
That is true.
So Chris Pratt, he's got the time. You can tell
Yeah, he does.
Steve Church for just, a few months. You see those ads, right, where he's like, "Come on, guys, let's pray together."
Oh my God. Disney needs a hit, dude. Because Snow White's bombing so bad.
Well, I could
So,
have told you that. I mean,
mhm.
speaking of like doing tax write-offs, Snow White.
Yeah, it's really bad. And I didn't know Gal Gadot had drama too. Like, but both of the main leads had drama. I mean, I don't know what any of that Israel Palestine stuff is, but I guess Gal Gadot's like they were boycotting at her star on the Walk of Fame or whatever, and
Yeah,
so
she.
people are mad at her. It's like, yeah, this movie was screwed.
Yeah, well, she voiced support for Israel, and she's also from Israel, I think.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
So yeah, no wonder.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess they're both hated right now. So and then I think Cap just passed 400 million, and I think it's done. I don't think it's gonna make any more.
Yeah. Do you think they make Cat 5 or no?
No. I mean, it wasn't a huge box office flop, but I'm sure they wanted to make like $800 million or something, and it didn't. So they're not going to.
Yeah, that sucks.
Hmm.
Because I wanted to see Secret Empire.
Yeah.
It's like
Uh,
a one good story with Sam Wilson's Captain America, and they blew it.
hmm. Yeah,
Like, fuck,
they did.
bro, why do we have to do Hulk? Like, why is he facing off with like two Hulk villains? That's so lame. Fuck.
Yeah, what would you have done to make the movie better? Or do
No,
you think it couldn't have been fixed or
like, so if I in this scenario, am I starting from scratch or am I just having to deal with the movie as it is?
no, if you could like yeah, from scratch, if you could add stuff in, what would you have done?
Secret Empire, which is basically, I would have brought Chris Evans back as a clone of the original Captain America, who was
Hmm.
brainwashed to believe in Hydra and have a past with them. So he believes that he's like a super soldier working for Hydra and he's loyal to them.
Hmm.
Face off the Sam Wilson Captain America. Also, have Bucky in the movie, have Sharon Carter in the movie, have U.S. Agent.
Yeah.
Make it like the ultimate Captain. And then,
Yeah, Bucky should have been there. I also saw a lot of comments that said they should have had Isaiah there helping him.
yeah,
And I'm like, oh, that would have been cool actually. Kind of get redeemed,
yeah,
I guess. There's a lot they could have done, I guess.
yeah. I would have had Hydra like trying to take over the United States. That would have been my movie. Sam Wilson,
Yeah.
Steve Rogers, Hydra Cap, you know, with all of Hydra trying to invade the US. That would have been
Hmm.
badass as hell. That's what I would have done. I would have made it like,
Yeah.
right? Because if you're following up, Captain America 3 and you're trying to make like if you're trying to make Sam Wilson an important character, you got to make an important story.
Hmm.
Plus, it's got to be a movie level event. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I would have done.
It was also weird because this was a sequel to The Incredible Hulk without Bruce Banner. I think that might have been an issue too. But I also loved seeing the Red Hulk, so. But I just think people were expecting Hulk to show up or something. I saw a lot of comments saying that.
Yeah,
I didn't get my hopes up for that. I figured he wasn't going to show up, but I think a lot of people were expecting that.
it was basically everyone but
Hmm.
everyone
Yeah.
but Hulk showed up in the movie.
Yeah, so I think uh, I don't know. They shouldn't have marketed the Red Hulk like that. There
Yeah,
were a lot of things they could have done differently.
yeah. I don't know, man. It was just.
Hmm.
I mean, we'll see. I know that all of the Thunderbolts they're going to be in Doomsday too.
Yeah, people are really excited for that one, so I hope it's good.
I hope it's good too. I know Sentry's
Hmm.
today, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, and I don't know a lot about that character. Well, you've told me a lot actually, but it'll be cool to see him
Yeah,
for the first time.
yeah. And I love it too. Like during the announcement, Robert Downey Jr. kind of gets up, like he's sitting in one of the chairs, and he's acting like Tony Stark. I'm like, oh, okay.
Hmm. And that's May 20th, right? Thunderbolts or earlier?
It's
May
May,
4th? Okay.
so it's
That's soon.
very soon. Yeah,
Hmm.
just got to get through this one last month. Hopefully,
Yeah.
it's good. Then that way we'd only have to wait like a couple weeks for a really great movie.
So
But
you think Minecraft's gonna bomb?
I don't know if it's gonna bomb, but I think it's gonna suck.
I think it could go either way. Do you think it could have a Mario effect, a Super Mario effect?
No, I think it's gonna suck. Like, dude,
Yeah,
it looks like Jack Black just put on a blue shirt and walked on set.
he did.
I was
He
like,
even has a song in the movie. I went on Apple Music and where it says new music, and
yeah.
it said Jack Black Minecraft movie, and I was like, oh no, he's gonna sing. So we'll see.
Jason, the cast is so weird. It's like Jason Momoa is like like what, an old school gamer.
Yeah,
Well, speaking of video games, I've been playing Resident Evil 2.
Raccoon City.
Uh,
Yeah, I love that one.
yeah, it's really cool. I'm digging it. The zombies are freaking nuts. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, they're actually. I played those when I was young, so it would take me weeks to finish the game because it was actually scary. And you have to like be careful with your bullets, you don't want to waste everything.
I literally went down into a basement without any bullets. And then a giant freaking zombie showed up. I was like, oh shit. I was like,
Yeah.
because I was like, fuck, I didn't save my game.
Oh no, that's the worst.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah, that one's really good. And out of all the Resident Evil movies, they say the second one is the best because it's the closest to the games.
yeah,
So everyone loves Resident Evil 2.
yeah, for sure.
I think they're making a new movie. I saw Mikey Madison was casted as the lead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't know if she's gonna play Claire or Jill. We'll see. Once you win an Oscar, you start getting those phone calls. So
I
good
guess
for her.
Robert Downey Jr., you just go win an Oscar and go right back to Marvel.
Yeah, true.
Damn, I wonder what his payday is going to be now. Now that he's not an Oscar winner.
Yeah, that's
That fool's
Oh,
probably,
I saw that. I think a Complete Unknown is on Hulu.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
so you
know.
can watch it for free.
I don't even know if I want to watch it for free. I mean,
Yeah, it's just not that interesting, but
I gotta be totally honest with you. Like when it comes to movies, I don't watch a lot of movies on streaming. If it were up to
hmm
I wouldn't even have streaming services. The only reason I even buy them is because of the brand new shows.
hmm
Is the only reason. If it wasn't for that, I would just straight up stick to Blu-rays and DVDs.
and going to the movie theater.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah, I agree.
because I don't watch movies on streaming. You know this, and I know it's to my detriment sometimes because there's good stuff that comes out on streaming, but
Hmm.
like most of the movies I watch, it's all physical. And
Yeah.
that's why I watch a lot of old stuff. It's because that's what
hmm
so
And then I hate it because if there is a really good streaming movie, it's like, wow, I would have loved to see that in the movie theater, and I would love to own it, but I can't.
Bro, you want to know what movie that is for me? It's Zack Snyder's that zombie movie that he made.
Oh my God, I want that movie. Army of the Dead.
Yeah, that was so good, man. I would
I
totally
know.
buy that on Blu-ray. Oh my
Me
God.
too. It's upsetting. I have a few. That one with Chris Pratt, The Tomorrow War. I actually really like that movie, and I can't own it.
Uh,
Bird Box. I
yeah,
like Bird Box a lot.
I did see Bird Box when it came.
Hmm. Yeah. So, oh, Extraction. I would love to buy both of those.
out.
Every once in a while, there's a good one.
I know. It's just like, oh man, God, I hate streaming movies. Fuck. That's why whenever there's a streaming movie out, I see if it's playing in theaters because
Hmm.
that's how I want to watch.
Yeah, I got to see Army of the Dead in theaters.
I did too.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
it was.
That's like
Oh, poor Zack Snyder.
like that, and then 28 weeks later, those are like my two favorite zombie movies.
Yeah,
Awesome.
uh, yeah, I agree with you. Have you seen Dawn of the Dead?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Train to Busan?
No, I haven't actually.
Okay.
I want to watch that one.
Hmm.
I haven't seen it yet.
That one you can buy. It's on, I have it on 4K.
Yeah, I know. I have
But
all.
everyone I talk to says that one's their favorite, so definitely watch that one.
Down. I already got like a whole watch list too of stuff that I want to see. I got it all on like my counter too of like movies that I'm gonna watch next because I try to do one new movie and one old movie a week.
Hmm.
So I saw Working Man today. I don't know what I'll
Hmm.
watch. Well, there's this one movie I want to see. It's called Brazil. Have you ever seen it?
Brazil. I haven't seen that one.
It's like a sci-fi dystopian type movie. The only reason I thought of it was because I was watching. Well, do you watch the Nostalgia Critic Doug Walker stuff?
Sometimes, yeah.
So he
Hmm.
made like a video of like his top 10 movies of all time, and his number one was a movie called Brazil, and I was like, I've never heard of that. So I looked it up. I watched the trailer, and it's like a sci-fi dystopian film.
What the heck?
Huh?
Okay.
Robert De
I
Niro.
will have to check that out.
Yeah, and I was like,
Robert De Niro's in it? I'll watch anything Robert De Niro's in,
yeah,
except maybe Alto Night. He's old, who cares?
yeah. But yeah, he's young in this because it's from the 80s. So
Okay, I'll watch that one.
yeah,
I did just get because I do try to watch old stuff too sometimes. I've had it for a while actually. I didn't Once Upon a Time in America. Have you ever heard of that?
yes, I own it, but it's like 4 hours long. So I
It's like 4 hours long. So every time I get ready to watch it, I remember that and I'm like, ah, I'll watch it tomorrow. And then I put it back, but I need to watch it.
yeah,
And then I got a Nolan movie. I think it's Nolan, Insomnia with uh Robin Williams and uh have you heard of that one?
yes, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, yeah, I gotta watch that one too.
Yeah, no, I got like yeah, because there's a few movies on my watch list. A lot of them are like kind of sci-fi dystopian flicks. Like I got Brazil, and then there's this movie called Species, The Mist.
I have Species, the first one. There's like four of them, but the first one's the only good one.
I have the first one, so
It's a lot of it's kind of a dirty movie.
okay.
It's like a lot of yeah, it's a lot.
I saw Nora, so
This is worse.
huh, worse than Nora?
Yeah. I saw Species when I was like 6 at my grandma's house on accident. So it's one of those movies that like traumatized me. So it's funny you bring that up.
I think that was bad. Like, oh my God, when I was a kid, I went into, I accidentally saw my grandfather's porn collection.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I do try to get some of the old stuff too. Oh,
Species.
and then I got what else did I get? Mystery Men. Have you heard of that one with the Zoolander guy? What's his name? Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller. They're like superheroes. It's like a cult classic, so I've had that one for a while too and haven't watched it.
That's cool.
Yeah. But new movie, probably just Minecraft. That's the next one.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Minecraft. But yeah, I'll tell you, I'll probably text you all the movies that I have on my watch list right now, and then tell me if you've seen any of them. But yeah, nah, I think I'll probably let you go now, because I know you say you have to work hell early, so
Sadly, yeah.
it's crazy. I'm glad we got to do another show though, like a week later. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, what I'm gonna do in the future is I'm gonna like shorten up and just do like small clips along with post the full thing.
Hmm.
I'm gonna start like expanding these shows more on Facebook,
Yeah.
so it'll be good.
And hopefully Minecraft is the one where we're both like, that was awesome.
No, man, I don't feel good about it. Hopefully, we could just make fun of it for like 2 hours. I would love that.
Yeah.
I think that movie's gonna be dumb as hell. So we'll see. I will.
Yeah. It could go either way. It could be really good and dumb, or it's just like bad, like flat out bad. So we'll see.
I'll get tickets opening night. I'm gonna get the Minecraft shirt. I'm gonna
I'm
Minecraft.
seeing it in 40x, so I might have fun regardless. We'll see.
I'm gonna get the popcorn block. I'm gonna get the singular block.
Oh my God. Oh, did you see the bucket for Revenge of the Sith?
Yes, that looks badass.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go. That's my favorite one. I gotta see it in theaters.
Hey, dude, I want to see that so bad. Oh my God, dude, it's gonna be so cool.
Yeah. I hope they have IMAX showings for it. Probably not, but that would be cool if they did. That would be a dream come true.
I'll see it in Dolby. I hope, or I don't know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
excited. Also, I
But
know
yeah.
AMC is adding 40x to like, yeah, they're adding 40x and screening.
Oh yeah. Hopefully you get it there.
Yeah, so
How far is the closest Regal theater to you?
far.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just AMC's, and then they have Harkins. I know you guys don't have that there, but
Mm-mm. I
yeah,
mean, it's fine. I mean, I like 40x, but I could live without it. You
yeah.
know, it's not something I have to have.
But there is over here. There's
You
like,
have to have the perfect movie for it, or it just doesn't work, really.
yeah, they have a lot of dine-in theaters over here, like a lot of fancy dine-in places, like where they
Hmm.
food like to your seat.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I went to one place where they like, well, they gave you like milkshakes and gelatos and like
Hmm.
desserts and like they literally one dude gave me like a whole pizza when I was at the.
What the heck? Dang, you're living lavish over there.
I know, dude. This so I did all this at the when I went to go see The Brutalist.
Oh, I gotta watch that. I still need to watch that.
Dude, it was perfect too because I went in, I ordered dinner during the intermission. I got like dessert, so it was like hella cool. And they gave you like a literally a giant like popcorn tin, like a bottomless
Dang.
bucket, and then they gave you,
Hmm.
dude, it was like amazing popcorn. Like the
Holy
candy was so
crap.
good. I was like, holy fuck, dude. I was
Oh, dang. I wish we had AMC here.
I was living it up, dude, at that dine-in. It was,
Dang, I'm jealous.
uh,
Oh, what else I wanted to mention? I also watched Challengers with the that one with Zendaya. Do you remember that one?
I remember it. I haven't, like, I know what movie you're talking about, but I haven't seen it. I've heard amazing things about it, though.
It was really good, dude. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. But yeah, man, if you ever want to come and visit, like, you can always stay at my place for free. So,
Yeah, I was thinking that. I'm like,
straight
we
up,
could go see a movie
yeah,
in Dolby because I honestly don't remember Dolby. I saw the Batman, but that was a while ago.
yeah, yeah, straight up. Yeah, come anytime. Shit.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
After my festival, I'll save up and I'll come down there.
Oh, yeah, dude. It'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So Minecraft will be our next show.
yeah, Minecraft.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Crossing my fingers.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see, man. I think it's gonna suck, but I could be wrong. Be wrong. I could be really good.
Yeah, I just want to have fun.
Yeah, I feel that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I'll get on the studio and Severance. I'll probably try to watch some tonight before I
same.
go to sleep.
Yeah, I will get on that as well. And then I guess next week we can talk about Minecraft and Severance.
Yeah. I'm off. What day do you think you're gonna see it? I'm seeing it Friday morning.
I asked for like Fridays off specifically for the podcast and stuff.
Okay.
So Fridays usually we can do it.
Okay. Well, I'll text you after the movie then. You're gonna see it Thursday then, probably?
Thursday or Friday morning, pretty much same time you are, basically, if not like immediately before.
Yeah, try to go Friday morning so we both kind of see it at the same time. That'd be cooler.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. All right. Well, then I'll text you after I see it. Maybe we can do the show Friday then.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. I'll talk to you then.
All right, see you later, man.
All right. Bye.